Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Sailing Thalia. Last week, you saw us make our grueling 200-mile passage from Spain's Balearic Islands to Sardinia here in Italy.
It's a bit more rolly than I had anticipated.
We didn't expect to be sick like that.
We haven't let the seasickness get the better of us, so the journey now continues. A big thank you to everyone for the support and advice last week.
This week we visit some of the island's hotspots as we make our way to the southeast of Sardinia in preparation for the next major crossing to Sicily. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our adventure every Thursday.
Good morning, everyone. So we are leaving today again on the road or on the water. We are leaving Marin Siffredi here in Carloforte and we are heading to Teulada, which is in between here and Cagliari. We're gonna make a stop over there because we don't want to go straight to Cagliari because it's like 10 hours sail. Here we have between 4 and 5 hours sail. We'll have a small trip. The weather, as you can see, is beautiful today. It's end of October and it's still so pleasant to be outside. Like, I could remove my hoodie right now and I will be fine. And the water seems okay. We're gonna have a bit of wind, like gust up to 20 knots. I think it should be okay. Let's see.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action.
So what we're going to do is we're going to skirt around the southern end of St. Antioch Island, then make our way a little bit north to head up into the Bay of Teulada.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free.
So I'm on watch right now. We're gonna have watch of 2 hours each. And so far so good. The sea is lumpy, but fine. And the weather is nice. The sun is out. I must say I quite like where I am seated here. It's in the corner of the boat and I have a great visibility on the sea in front of me, but as well the instruments.
Like Law said, she's currently on watch. This is how she does watch. With me
Oh, you
At the helm.
say that.
So we're slowly on our way to Teulada. There's not much wind, just under 10 knots. It's a little bit of swell, but nothing we can't handle. We've got our sea legs, I think, after that crossing. Let's see if we've got our sea stomach. You may be able to see from behind we've got the boom out to port. It's pretty much as far as it can go. And the head sail is out kind of far as well. Not that the head sail's getting much wind with the big mainsail in front of it, but with under 10 knots of wind on our stern, got to do what we've got to do. There's a bit of cloud building behind us. Let's see how it plays out. Farewell and adieu to you Spanish ladies, farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders to sail to Sardinia. We hope in a short time we'll see yous again. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all along the South Seas until we strike soundings in the Channel of Old England. From Bushead to Scilly 'tis 35 leagues.
we hove our ship to, for to strike soundings clear. It's 45 fathoms with a white sandy bottom. We squared our main yard and up channel did steer.
We'll rant and we'll roar, like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar, all on the salt seas, until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly, 'tis 35 leagues.
Yeah, we put our jackets on because of some big dark clouds, but now it passed and we have blue sky. We are about to approach a cape, the last one before Teulada, and I would say we still have an hour and a half before arriving.
Here we are in the marina of Teulada. There isn't a lot here except for wind, but we arrived with 30 knots of katabatic winds coming off these mountains around us. Talia held up well, she did what she was told, so I'm glad it's over. And I'm glad it worked and we docked safely, we didn't hit any other boats, and everything is bon.
Alright, let's go check in.
What's up guys? So we arrived a few hours ago here in Teulada, this little marina about 8 kilometers away from the town of Teulada itself. Where I'm walking now is actually just next to an exclusion zone that's run by the military, being careful not to get too close to the firing range, as it were. Wow, it's a beautiful sunset here. So I don't mean to come across like I'm complaining about the forces of nature too much. The reality is nature can be absolutely beautiful the majority of the time. You should see this right now. I'm watching an almost full moon rising over the mountains, over the ocean here.
Good morning everyone. So today we are going to Cagliari in the south of Sardinia. We had a good night's sleep here in Teulada. It's a nice marina because it's surrounded just by nature. It's very wild around us, very calm and quiet. And personally I had a really good night. Now we are looking at the sunrise and in about an hour we'll be ready to leave. Oh, somebody's gonna have croissant. There you go.
Just running through today's plan and conscious of the fact that we need to get in front of the strong wind that will pick up later this morning. But it's difficult to predict when it's this katabatic wind, because it could be predicted to be soft wind on the other side of the mountain here, but it gradually builds, and then pours over the top of the mountain and pushes down on us very hard. The good news is, at least today, the prevailing wind, that wind is coming from that direction. We're heading in that direction. So it should be behind us, and When it's behind us, it's a lot easier. When we're having to come into the harbour, directly into it, that's a different story.
Nice hair, by the way.
Thank you. As you called it the other day, it's my coupe mulet. My mullet cut.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys.
We are approaching Cagliari, like in 3 hours.
Approaching. We're halfway.
Yeah, we are. We are doing 5 knots, which is not that bad, but we are motor sailing.
Yeah, we're beating into the wind and there's not much of it, truth be told. We've got about 10 knots of apparent wind on the nose, or just off the nose at about, 50 degrees. But Talia's okay, she's holding up all right. We heeled a couple of times that gave Laura a bit of a fright, but
As
just
usual.
trimming the sails does the trick and we're okay now.
Yep, puppy.
Yep, puppy. Are we in Mexico?
Yep, puppy.
Hey, puppy.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
So we're just arriving in Cagliari right now, the capital city of Sardinia. Well, we're not really arriving yet. We've still got probably an hour to go, but we can see it in the distance. Now here we're surrounded by big cargo vessels and oil tankers. Can't help but feel reminded of where we bought the boat in Valencia earlier this year. Yep, playing chicken with the cargo ships is always an interesting activity.
Finally, we are almost entering the harbor of Cagliari, so we should be there in around 15 minutes. And there is around 20 knots of wind, which is gonna make docking very interesting again.
I think Sardinia likes to play this game with us, where we enter with 20 knots of wind. 20 knots of wind. Watch me go stern to. It's not going to be fun.
We'll make it.
Yeah. So here we are in Cagliari. I've just had a freshly shaved head and I'm feeling very civilized now.
So we are going to visit now Cagliari. It's a big city, so I'm not sure where we're gonna start. But we'll figure it out, I'm sure. We're just gonna wander and see how we go.
So what surprises you the most about Cagliari so far?
The tall buildings.
Tall buildings, that's true. Everything is massive here.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, it feels like, obviously it's totally different from New York, but it feels like we are in New York because we are always looking up like that.
It's true. One thing that gets me is this really feels like a thriving metropolis. It's not like the small places we've visited so far. It's much busier. It seems to be a lot more affluent than a lot of the places we've seen as well. Everyone's so well dressed. I felt obliged to take out the leather jacket today. It's not often this one sees much wearing. The thing that I love about Italy is the whole place just stinks of empire. Everything is way bigger than necessary. These buildings are way too tall. You can't afford to get away with this sort of stuff anymore. So we may have found the best place in Cagliari just now. Look behind me. How happy are you?
Very happy, especially because it's Halloween tonight and we're gonna have candies for Halloween. So we just left Cagliari and it is crazy foggy. It's the first time it happens.
It's like we're sailing in Scotland.
Right. But I must say I quite like it. It's all peaceful and quiet and mysterious, and yeah, I'm not sure if it's related to the fact that it's the 1st of November.
Yeah, the Day of the Dead.
Yeah. We have probably 100 meters of visibility around us, so it's not that bad.
What's quite nice about this fog is you don't see the massive tankers and the cargo ships and the cruise liners, and you don't see the impending doom of the heavy winds, so you're less anxious actually. You would have thought that you'd be more anxious, but with the AIS you can see anything that's big on the screen, and yeah, without having to actually see it, it's less stressful. So it's been almost an hour and visibility is getting clearer and clearer and clearer. In fact, we would be in the sun right now if it wasn't for our mainsail
shading the boat because we've got the wind behind us, so the boom is all the way out to starboard.
So I must say I'm a bit sad to leave Cagliari because it's a beautiful city, and also yesterday night we had a really good night with some friends here.
Yeah, so we hooked up with some fellow cruisers that this community just seems to be never ending, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So we hooked up with the guys from The Long Summer is the name of their beautiful big catamaran. And so who is it? It's Em and Ben.
And they 2 kids, which are
Sully and
Frankie. Yeah.
They were an adorable family. We had a great time.
I'm sure we'll bump into each other
I'm sure.
next year, probably.
Yeah.
Because we're all gonna stay in the Med, probably.
And they're heading east as well.
Yeah. So there's a big chance that we'll see them again.
Yeah, absolutely. Marina Villa Simius, Marina Villa Simius. This is Thalia, over.
Voila! We just arrived to Villa Simius and we docked at the petrol station because tomorrow is a big day. We're gonna cross to Sicily. So we need petrol because there's not going to be much wind, so this is going to be really important.
So we arrived a little earlier today here in Villa Simius, new marina, which means new neighbours. Check this out. So since my walk in Teulada on my own, I'll add, I've made a habit of any little stop we're making from now on, even if it's just for a night and we're only there for a few hours, I'm making a habit of making sure that Laura and I go for a walk and see some of the local sights, even if it's a funny shaped rock or a big mountain. It's important that we experience this properly. So
that's true.
I've grabbed Laura by the arm and we're out checking out the sights here in Villa Simius.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button below. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. It costs nothing and it ensures that you don't miss a single sea shanty in the future.